Thanks to coronavirus, or whatever reason, Realme has given a 6-month gap between the launch of the Realme 6 and the Realme 7. It's actually still 2 days short of 6 months. But I think this is the longest period of time they waited to launch a successor of a phone in this series. So let's start with a round of applause for that. Next up, let's unbox this. Don't worry, I'll make it quick and have a close look at the phone and see how big or how small of an upgrade it is from the Realme 6. Let's get started. We've got the box here, the Realme 7, a 30-watt dart charger, a USB Type-C cable, a silicone case, some paperwork, and finally a SIM ejector pin. Told you I'll make it quick. The Realme 7 comes with a similarly sized display, 6.5 inches. It comes with a pre-applied screen protector as well. But of course, for additional safety, it's always better to peel it off and apply a good tempered glass instead, like the one from our sponsor, Glazed Ink. So if you've still not bought one for your phone, check out the link in the description. Glazed Ink makes some of the best tempered glasses in the market. They have a full glue edge-to-edge version and a real curved glass version with actual 2.5D curved glass near the edges, which means no more awkward gaps on the sides, which you may get from installing most other tempered glasses in the market. Glazed Ink glasses are available for pretty much every phone launched in India, so check them out, link in the description. Also use the promo code TJOCK to get 10% discount. So yeah, same screen size, same full HD plus resolution, same 90Hz refresh rate. It's actually the exact same display that you find on the Realme 6. But do remember, Realme is still the only brand that's offering a 90Hz display under 15,000 rupees. And even though the display isn't upgraded, it's still a good display. I used the Realme 6 for a few days and I faced no issues with its display. It was pretty good for the price. The bezels here are reasonably thin. We have a cutout on the corner for the 16 megapixel selfie camera. Weirdly, that's pretty big, bigger than what some other phones have. So it's slightly distracting. Just my initial impressions. The selfies shot using it are good though. On the rear, we have a quad camera setup very similar to the one found on the Realme 6. But the main camera has been upgraded. It now uses the Sony IMX682 sensor. The resolution is the same, it's 64 megapixels. There is an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, which is the same one from the Realme 6. And so is the 2 megapixel macro camera and the 2 megapixel depth sensor. Not really expecting a huge difference in camera performance, but no comments until I actually do all the testing. You've seen some of these sample shots. Let me know what you think in the comment section. My judgments are reserved for the full review. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to make sure you don't miss it. On the software front, we have some new features worth mentioning. There is the Starry mode, which we first saw on the Realme X3. The selfie cameras also support slow motion videos or slow keys. Not just inside the camera app, even outside of it, we have some noteworthy software features like App Cloner, Dark Mode, Gesture Actions, and so on. The Smart Sidebar is now enabled by default. Here you can add some frequently used apps like Notes, Calendar, Camera. You know, those are the kind of apps that you'd want to jump to while you're in the middle of something. Overall, Realme UI is feature-rich but not heavy in any way. The interface is very smooth and snappy. Of course, credit also goes to the chip underneath, which in this case is the MediaTek Helio G95. That's the G series flagship from MediaTek. It's the successor to the Helio G90T, which is found inside the Realme 6. However, both the G95 and the G90T are almost identical. Same core configuration, same speed, same radios, same GPU. The only difference is the GPU is slightly overclocked. It's 900 MHz compared to 800 on the Realme 6. We all know gaming was fantastic on devices with the Helio G90T itself, so even a slight upgrade in GPU means gaming is gonna get even better. And by gaming, I don't mean PUBG gaming, because... So yeah, the chip, it's not a huge upgrade in terms of overall performance. Realme also claims to have a carbon fiber cooling system in place, so that could be another differentiator in the performance section, because the Realme 6 had a mild heating problem. Not really a problem, but yeah, on the Realme 7, sustained performance can be expected. What else can be expected? Super long battery life, thanks to the 5000 mAh battery, which is a significant increase from the 4300 mAh battery in the Realme 6. The included 30-watt dart charger can charge the phone from 0 to 100 in just 65 minutes, according to Realme, which is 10 minutes longer than it takes to charge the Realme 6, which is obvious given the extra battery capacity on this one. And despite the huge battery capacity, the phone doesn't feel too heavy in hand. It's approximately 196 grams, not bad. It doesn't feel like a brick, but it's solidly built. The back panel is plastic, of course, but Realme has managed to get a durability or reliability certification from TÜV Rheinland, or whatever it is pronounced as. So far, all I can say is it feels good in hand. The buttons are not wobbly at all. They provide good feedback. And yes, the power button here has an embedded fingerprint scanner. For some reason, it's not working well so far for me. I mean, it's really fast, but not that accurate. So far, it has managed to identify my fingerprint only 7 out of every 10 times. Again, just my initial impression. So, fingerprint scanner on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, we've got a tray with 2 nano SIM slots and a dedicated micro SD card slot, which supports cards up to 256 GB. We've got the headphone jack on the bottom, along with a Type-C port, microphone, and a loudspeaker. Surprisingly, it gets really loud. It's just a single bottom-firing speaker. One of my favorite things about this phone so far is the design. It's weird how I'm mentioning my favorite thing towards the end of the video. I have no clue how that happened. But yeah, I am seriously bored of looking at that same white panel with mild color gradient on all Realme phones. Like, this back panel is something else. Matte finish, it's very smooth, and the color and the way it plays with light is just amazing. It's kind of a crossover between lead and titanium. Whatever, it looks beautiful, as simple as that. The phone comes in 2 variants, 6GB RAM, 64GB storage, and 8GB RAM, 128GB storage. It's UFS 2.1 storage, by the way. The pricing starts from, I don't know, you can check the description. And while you're there, you can use the affiliate link to purchase the phone, so I get some commission. Okay, just kidding. Wait for my full review, and then if you decide to buy it, you can use my link. I'm hoping it's not more expensive than the Realme 6 because as we've seen now, the Realme 7 is more of an incremental upgrade except for the battery capacity. Anyway, you know the price now, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching. This is Ashwin Sundar from Technology Jog, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye and take care.